Hello, everybody, nerds watching all over the internet. It is Thursday night, January 19th, and we're here for another exciting live edition of Wrestle Rewind.
Yeah!
Absolutely, yes, folks. It's time to sit here for another Thursday night. Forget about the wrestling politics. Forget about the stupid corporate suits. Forget about the cokehead dweebs that want to join the bidding war. We're here to talk about something that makes us all passionate, and that is pro wrestling. I'm your host, Jose Casabona, also host, founder, executive producer, and content manager of the Ravens Flock, of this awesome channel that you guys are watching and you're subscribed to and you're members of, and we appreciate every single one of you.
What he said.
Yes, indeed. And joining me behind the camera is the host of the Black Files, by tag part of our Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the videos we produce on this channel every single week, Mr. Juan Arouse.
Thank you for that introduction, Jose, and don't you ever forget the mister.
And much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/theravensflock and twitch.tv/theravensflock online. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments down below, and we will answer them during the duration that we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to a lot of the amazing perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Well, if we've got some inner flockers in the chat, and I know we do, because I can see y'all fine folks, go ahead and show off those lovely custom emojis over here. We appreciate every single one of y'all. Speaking of which, I want to say hello to the flockers we've got in the chat. We have Shamanistic Unicorn Tam. Tam's in the chat. Hello, Tam. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind.
Hello, Tam. Thank you very much for joining us.
I also see Reverie, Nikki Bella, and Shelley Fitzgerald was here earlier, if she's still there. Hello, welcome to Wrestle Rewind. Thank you for stepping into the ring tonight. We appreciate you guys very, very much.
Alrighty then. So in case you guys don't know,
I hadn't finished. Oh, yeah. Joe, remember I only said hi to the chat. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you'll also get access to us a little bit more closely, where we'll take your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions to heart as you help us shape the future of this channel.
Absolutely. Your voice does matter. We will accept whatever ideas or anything that you may have that will help us in this channel. We will not turn you away like a certain billionaire from Connecticut.
Exactly, Jose. But pray tell over here, what exactly do we do here on Wrestle Rewind?
Well, I'll be more than happy to explain, Mr. Juan Arouse, Mr. The Conned Man.
I hate you.
Right here on Wrestle Rewind, what we do is we review 3 of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today. That is WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling, which airs on Access TV. Now, to paint the picture of the landscape of what's going on in professional wrestling. All right, so the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view event, Hard to Kill, is in the books. I will cover that in just a bit later in this program. As far as NXT goes, we're just a couple of weeks away from NXT's pay-per-view event, Vengeance Day, which is going to be on the first Saturday of February, and it's actually not going to be in the Capitol Wrestling Center. They're actually going straight to Charlotte, North Carolina, the hometown of a certain shoot, I can't use him because he's being canceled. He's being dragged right now. The hometown of the multi-time 24/7 champion, R-Truth. There we go. Good save.
Yeah. Yeah, good save. Let's see him show up at the Royal Rumble this year again with a ladder to try to win Money in the Bank. Yeah, real smooth there, Jose. And we've got Jen Pearson in the chat. Hello, Jen. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind.
I would rather R-Truth show up at the Royal Rumble with a ladder match than show up with a helicopter penis.
Why'd you have to say that? Just because, you know what?
Forget it. It's not a swear word, so we're right on.
It is, in fact, a piece of the human anatomy, one that we are terribly ashamed of, because in the famous words of John Oliver, the human body is an absolute carnival of horrors, and I, for one, am embarrassed to have one.
Oh my goodness. But hey, as long as it's not a swear word, I mean, Auntie Susan can't red flag us, can't she?
Watch her try.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to this week's edition of WWE NXT. So the show opens up with a brilliant tag team match, player.
Holla, holla.
As we get things
Jen
set up
is
here.
saying that she's late. You're not late.
You're not late. We're
just
actually getting started right now. You are on time.
Exactly. You're not late at all. We appreciate you showing up over here, Jen. Thank you.
Yes, as Juancho, an enthusiast of all things being timely, who constantly reminds us to be on the clock. He appreciates you.
We are on the clock.
He appreciates
always.
you being punctual.
Exactly. You're not late. You're fashionably late, and you're not really that late if we're going to get into the weeds of it.
Absolutely.
Wait, Jose, how are we going to get started without?
Oh yeah, you're right. We have to do things the right way. Juan, ring the bell. Let's go. All right. So the show. Let's start the reviews. WWE NXT opens up with a brilliant tag team match, player.
Holla, holla.
The
I already
team.
said it before.
Yes, the team of the luchador superstar mathematician, all three talents in one, Axiom, tag teaming with the former WWE Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews, going 2-on-2 against the former two-time NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes and his bodyguard Trick Williams.
All right, how did this carnival turn out?
Oh my goodness!
Oh God! Okay,
this
we have.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even want to get into that because I want. This is all you're spitfiring over.
All right. So the story behind this whole match is that both of these guys had singles matches with the oppositions last week. Apollo Crews unfortunately lost to Carmelo Hayes, and Axiom beat Trick Williams in his singles competition, and now they're duking it off in this duking it out in this tag team bout. And this was actually a really good tag match. Both Apollo Crews and Axiom have such an amazing tag team chemistry during the match, especially in like these really cool spots. Spot number 1, where Apollo Crews hoists Axiom over his shoulders into a military press position and throws Axiom right onto the opponents outside of the ring. Damn, that power.
Oh, my Lord.
I love it. And also, another spot number 2, when both Axiom and Apollo Crews took their opponents to Stereo Suplex City.
Wait, stereo German suplexes?
Yes!
I want the smoke! I want to get that smoke!
Oh, yeah. The fans love it. The fans in Winter Park, Florida, absolutely ate it up. It was definitely a great opening match. Axiom went to work on Trick Williams, whereas Carmelo Hayes, Carmelo Hayes is in the ring. He's about to hit his finishing move from the top rope, only for Apollo Crews to intercept him and then roll him up to get the win for the good guys. Your winners via roll up, Apollo Crews and Axiom. According to my calculations, a win is a win.
That doesn't mean it ain't wrong. But no, I suppose start off with the baby faces.
I believe
winning.
a certain luchador mathematician will want to have a word with you.
I believe you should be fired from all things related to math forever. Why? You're using the term mathematician a little too liberally here, man. God dang it, man. This hurts.
Hey, man, look. The fans love it. The baby faces won. Axiom got a win. Apollo Crews got a win. 2 + 2 = fish. Let's move on.
If it equals what?
2 + 2 = fish.
It does?
Well, yeah, of course it does. Well, I don't know where you're going with this. Yeah.
No, I don't know where you're going with this. Next match.
Let's get to the next match.
God almighty, you're killing me here.
Yeah,
we're barely 12. We're not even 15 minutes into the show, and already you're trying to break my brain.
Yeah, I know. I also don't do last-minute improv stuff, so please refrain from that.
I don't do improv stuff, me.
All right, let's get
to the exciting match of the night, and this is another tag team match, player.
Holla.
I believe so. Yep. Yes, it is. It's a tag team match between the returning Scottish tag team Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, the guys to the far left, going 2-on-2 against Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen.
The drinking buddies.
The drinking buddies. I'm just going to call them the drinking buddies. I've run out of insults for these guys.
Yeah, it's not like they're doing anything bad. It's just that they need a little bit of a stronger presentation besides being drinking buddies.
Brooks Jensen, the curly-haired idiot's presentation is doing something bad for me.
Oh, it's that bad, huh?
Because he's such a goof. But anyways, all right, but I digress. This was actually a pretty fun tag match, reintroducing Gallus back into the WWE. They haven't been seen on WWE programming since Worlds Collide in September. Haha, the same weekend as All Out. Ha ha ha. Counter program. No, I'm gonna stop.
Not counter program.
I know, I'm being an asshole.
Real quick, Jen on the chat, she's saying, just for grins and giggles, can one tag team match play freeze tag?
That would be funny.
That would be
But
ridiculous.
anyways,
How would that work?
So Gallus hasn't been seen on TV since Worlds Collide. They were suspended and they were fined after causing a lot of ruckus backstage, beating up a lot of staff members and referees, and just causing a lot of trouble. And they were taken off TV for a good while. So now here they are, back in full swing, and they're taking on Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, and they had one hell of a fight. Both teams brought their A games. I loved it. And these are two tag teams in the same caliber. They're all brawlers in their own right. They're all brawlers.
They're all brawling brutes, I suppose. We're about to go into fight night with these boys because they need beer money.
Trust me, the term fight night is going to come back a little later.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
How?
I'm not going to say how. You're just going to have to stay along for the ride, Juan.
I hate not being prepared.
But then things take a turn for the worse for the drinking boys as Brooks Jensen was taken out at the entrance on the entrance ramp by Gallus, and he was written out of the match. Referees and officials and the medical team came by to treat Brooks Jensen, and the rich lady secretary with so many PhD alphabets in her resume, Kiana James, came down to support her maybe baby. I'm not going to say it's her boyfriend or her boy toy. I don't freaking know anymore.
Wait, what's up with maybe baby? You love that term. It's so weird. Vicente Guerrero's in the chat. What is going on, Vicente Guerrero? Welcome to Wrestle Rewind.
Wrestle Rewind.
He's actually going on with what Jen was asking here. Jen was saying it would be funny, or like Marco Polo. Vicente saying freeze tag team match is more like what you see at a pro wrestling gorilla show.
Ooh.
Take that.
And the show ends with Gallus hitting their finishing move, putting away Josh Briggs. Your winners and their returning match, Gallus.
You mean the match ends, not the show.
The match ends, yeah. They're returning. Gallus wins. Wolfgang and Mark Coffey.
There you go.
So, yeah, no, it was a good returning match for them. They're back on TV. It sucks that I guess they're doing some sort of stupid love angle with Brooks Jensen and Kiana James because he was horribly flirting with her for the past couple of weeks. I'll get to that.
How was it a couple of weeks? I thought it was just like one match ago, and then
There were vignettes. Of Brooks Jensen being so clever at sending signals to Kiana James.
Ew. I hate when guys come off desperate. I should know. I've done that. It sucks. It's so cringy. I hate it. It's terrible. It reminds me of everything I've ever failed in.
It's okay, Juan. We've all walked that road, but we made ourselves better, didn't we?
Yeah, I'll speak for myself there, Joe.
Hey.
But I'm Tish.
Hey, I got better too, okay?
Eventually. If you say no, you're
other people decide to languish by the wayside. I guess you could say that I'm just built differently.
It's built different.
No, I know, but I made it better by saying differently.
Yeah, but the phrase is built different.
Yeah, that's Angel's phrase. This is my phrase, built differently. And it sounds better because I said it.
Not really.
Because I'm the father of the Ravens flock.
Oh my God Almighty!
So let's get to the exciting segment.
Before we do that, Vicente, need beer money? You say, nice to know I'm not the only one who wants beer money back as a team. Yeah, right. I mean, think of it: Bobby Roode and
James Storm. That would be fun.
That would be freaking cool. And everybody say hi to each other. And Tam on the chat saying that would be a great Mad TV skit idea.
God.
Freeze tag match.
Man, wow, Mad TV. That's something I haven't heard of in a while.
Right.
All right.
You are now watching Mad TV.
So let's get to the exciting segment. WWE's NXT commentator Vic Joseph actually had separate sit-down interview segments with both the number one contender, Grayson Waller, and the NXT champion himself, Braun Breaker.
Right.
Basically trying to get to the heart of the matter, the circumstances of like what happened in their clash at New Year's Evil last week when the match ended abruptly because ended at a countout because I don't know. I guess WWE needs to get better at fixing the freaking ring ropes.
Well, the ring ropes broke. That was a legit freak occurrence, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. It was a freak occurrence. And even Grayson Waller's calling bullshit on it and basically just insulted and just trash talked the WWE crew and the tech team for messing up in getting the ring fixed.
I was like, if it wasn't for the incompetence of the ring crew and the technicians and the engineers that we have, I would be NXT champion right now.
Exactly.
Okay, see, I hadn't even watched this vignettes that you're talking about, and I spit it out in one.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then, and in terms of Braun Breaker, what the main talking point was during this one moment I spoke about in the match where Grayson Waller rolled into the ring and he was going to do his floating cutter, but then something weird happened. Braun Breaker was trying to go for a spear, but then ended up eating Grayson's knees and got knocked out. They actually addressed that during Braun Breaker's interview segment, and they all called it like a freak accident. And many people thought. And that, according to Vic Joseph, many people thought that, Grayson was actually going to win and be crowned as the new NXT champion, but that didn't happen.
Right.
So, yeah, both these segments were to hype up their upcoming steel cage match at Vengeance Day, which I will remind you, it'll be on the first Saturday of February in Charlotte, North Carolina. Woo! The hometown of the No, I can't use him yet. Hang on. I got to think. Okay. The hometown of the multi-time women's champion in the WWE, Charlotte Flair. There we go. Better. Much better.
You're like hanging by a thread. I can't.
I'm running out of wrestlers from Charlotte, okay?
It's all right, Jose. Nobody blames you but you.
All right. Anyways, these are good interview segments. Yes, the responses were predictable, but how they delivered it was serviceable. It did exactly that, to address what happened, to move on, and build up the hype and build up the excitement for their steel cage match.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Unless it's a wrestling ring, in which case you'll be lucky.
Fix the hell out of it.
Fix the hell out of it, or you'll be lucky if Shawn Michaels don't fire your ass.
Right, exactly. God almighty.
All right. Now let's get to the match of the night. Okay, this one, and I hate saying this because this is the return match of the former two-time NXT UK champion, big strong boy himself from Dudley, England, Tyler Bate.
Snap!
Here's another man that's been out of NXT programming for some time now. He hasn't been seen since. Wow. Okay, I'm trying to think. Not since Halloween. No, before Halloween Havoc.
Worlds Collide, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's been away for quite some time.
It was Worlds Collide.
It was Worlds Collide. That's right. He's been away since Worlds Collide. He hasn't been seeing on programming. This is his return match against Javier Bernal, and the match was more of an enhancement match. The match was more of a warm up for Tyler Bate.
Javier Bernal was basically fed to the wolves.
He was basically fed to the wolves as Tyler Bate hit out all of his cool moves. He hit his exploding suplexes, hitting Javier with a combination of strikes, left hand, right hand, headbutt, all the works, and. There was a moment where Javier Bernal countered Tyler Bate's first attempt at the Tyler Driver 97, only for Tyler Bate to get the better of him. Then he tries to lift Javier for the Tyler Driver, but he couldn't get him up. And then the third time he gets it right, unfortunately, it was very, very bad because it looked like Tyler Bate unintentionally dropped Javier on his head for the Tyler Driver and pinned him right on top of his head.
Oh, that could be a problem.
That could be a problem, and that's why this match was a meh match because it was a good enhancement match. I would have let it go, but the finish was just not good, and I really hope that Javier can walk away from this because anytime a wrestler is dropped on their head or dropped on their neck during a critical spot, it's a problem.
No kidding. Real quick in the chat, Vicente Guerrero was actually making a remark saying last time Matt TV worked with WWE was Edge on the show healing it up. He used some hot redhead woman as a hammer on some random guy, and no, it was in Amy Dumas, meaning Lita.
Well, that's interesting. The last time I remember a wrestler being on Matt TV was Bret the Hitman Hart in 1998.
Okay, that was way before this.
I know. I'm thinking of the classics, like back in the day when you and I used to watch Mac TV in the 90s.
Yeah, you're not
The
wrong.
golden years.
Golden years.
But
Jen is actually saying, like, okay, well, use Charlotte's Web's characters.
But that being said, that was a very, very, very bad spot to watch. It gave me flashbacks of the Giant versus Kevin Nash at Sold Out 1998 when Kevin Nash tried to hit a jackknife. Imagine trying a guy as big as Kevin Nash, who's like 7 feet tall, trying to hit a jackknife powerbomb on the Big Show, and he's so damn heavy that he dropped Paul White. Sorry, wow, I went through 3 names of this guy. He dropped Paul White on his head. Ooh. Ugh.
That's painful, man.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That being said, I hope Javier Bernal gets out of this. I don't like seeing wrestlers with a lot of potential be put away on the shelf for some time.
Yeah, no, I really hope that this didn't mess him up. Welcome back, welcome back, big strong boy Tyler Bates. Ow,
indeed. That being said, let's get to the bad segment because speaking of,
oh, is this the okay? Here we go.
So behind the scenes, Brooks Jensen's being tended to by medical officials to try and check on him, give him a physical, give him a wowie pop for being such a good sport. I know I'm being a dork about this.
You're being such a dork.
His BFF, or rather his female BFF, Fallon Henley, then went to chew him out and bitched at him, yelling at him that apparently she doesn't approve of Kiana James putting the moves on Brooks Jensen, and then Brooks Jensen putting on his big boy pants and telling Fallon Henley, "Hey, listen, me and her, we're together. You're just gonna have to deal with it."
We're together, Fallon. You can't tell me what to do. You're never mommy. I'm the big boy. Your poop is standing up.
Oh, God. And then Fallon Henley gave her retort saying, "You know what? I don't have to deal with it, and I'm not going to be around when she breaks your heart." Ooh.
I would do anything for love.
Trouble
but
in
apparently smoke crack because he can't see the writing on the wall.
Man, that's some trouble in paradise right there for the folks from Fallon Henley's bar that will know nothing about. Oh, can we let this stupid angle just die?
It barely got started a few weeks ago. What do you mean let it die? Yeah, I get it. Homeboy here can't emote it properly, and Kiana James is still greener than goose poop, but you get the idea they're going for.
Yeah, they're transitioning away from buying the bar and having the ladies fight to this
saving the family bar.
Why wasn't it a cinematic bar fight, damn it?
Yeah, that would have been hysterical. Shelly's back. There we go. Hi there, Shelly. We saw you earlier. Thank you for coming by, and good to have you here on Wrestle Rewind. Also in the chat, Vicenta, Charlotte's Web characters in WWE. Charlotte Flair staring at yet another remake of the CW movie/book, of Charlotte's Web movie/book. Imagine a brutal Rob Zombie or Uwe Boll version, heavy R.
Oh my God.
Please never mention Uwe Boll in my presence. I hate that freaking idiot. The only reason why he's quote-unquote successful is because he traded in the ridiculousness of half-ass made movies he's done for German film tax credits that don't even work anymore because this guy has abused them to hell, and now I can't use those. I was going to film stuff in Germany, but no, he had to go and ruin it with everyone thanks to how many freaking Blood Rain movies that all sucked.
Yeah.
All of them. I wanted good Blood Rain movies. If Michael Madsen is your wise man, you're in trouble. You're in so much trouble.
It's okay, Juan. You're always going to be better than Uwe Boll, no matter what.
I wanted to make money for German tax credits.
No. Don't cry. It's okay. We're going to be fine.
I was going to make money.
You know why?
I was going to actually make money for the...
No, it's okay. Do you know why it's okay? Because it's main event time.
Main event time?
It's main event time. And we got ourselves a tag match, player. And it's featuring the women's division. The team of the NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez tag teaming with Lyra Valkyria to take on Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Oh boy, I have opinions about this. So,
oh Lord Almighty.
oh boy. Okay, here we go. So, all right, the story behind this is that, after last week's controversial finish in the Battle Royale, where both Toxic Attraction will now be facing, are now going to be facing Roxanne Perez in a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT's Vengeance Day, which I want to remind you that it's on the first Saturday of February in Charlotte, North Carolina, the hometown of Arn Anderson, multi-time WCW Tag Team Champion, a legendary member of the Four Horsemen, former television champion, and he's one of the coaches and producers of AEW. Yeah! I'm on a roll, baby! I'm avoiding the cancel train.
Not bad. Over here was saying Uwe Boll had low-rate video game movies, but his real-world subject movies like Rampage 1 through 3 and Stoic are all very cool. I'll have to take your word for it. He kind of killed my appetite on movies.
Yeah, you're right. It's okay. What we could do is we could always send Arn.
Jen's calling a wambulance for me.
Wancho, it's okay.
I wanted the money.
Well, we could just send Arn Anderson going after him, and he can get him with his freaking Glock promo.
Yeah, true. But
you remember that, don't you?
Couldn't he also hit him with a spine buster?
He could.
He
but knowing you would. But knowing you, Juancho, you would prefer that he hit him with a Glock, wouldn't you?
Yes, it's Glock o'clock.
All
right, and Vicente, hearing Valkyria reads like WWE, thinking we never should have fired Taya Valkyrie. Yeah, too late.
I'll leave that up for you guys to say. So anyway, before the main event, Toxic Attraction actually had an earlier promo segment assuring everything is fine. There's no tension between the BFFs. They're not splitting up. There's no elephant in the room, folks. None at all. There's no dissension. There's no breakup. And if you think that there is, you're stupid. Of course, their promo segment... Yeah.
You sure about that, Joe? Because I don't know.
Oh, no, trust me. But we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. And then their promo segment was interrupted by Lyra Valkyria. And, man, this is one of the parts where I'm really disappointed in, because she's basically was just cannon fodder for their storyline, for their championship storyline. She interrupted, and she tried to speak well, but she got her ass beat in a 2-on-1 beatdown, and she was saved in the promo segment by Roxanne Perez, and that's when the tag match happened. And this is really bad because Lyra Valkyria is undefeated in singles competition, and the way she's being presented, like, no, I don't want her to be like in the back in the back seat of of somebody else's championship feud. Like, come on, man, I don't want her to be as filler material. She's not cannon fodder. What the freaking hell, man?
Joseph, remember, this is NXT. If you were to rank everybody in the hierarchy of the actual roster of the WWE, they're all cannon fodder. But at that point, it just becomes a matter of which one is the fodderiest of the fodders. That's where Level Up comes in. Are any of these ladies on Level Up?
No.
No?
Thankfully
okay, not. Then that settles it.
All right,
also,
but that being...
Shelly's asking a very pertinent and poignant question. Has everyone hit that like button yet?
If you haven't done so, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We have amazing content that we churn out every single week right here on this channel.
Indeed. And guess what, folks? It's your favorite price ever. And it's our favorite price over here, too. Because hitting the like button is at the low cost of $0.00.
Oh my God! Are you? Have we lost our minds?
I know. Who could have thought? What a bargain! What savings!
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Indeed.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to this match. This was actually a fun tag match. Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria. Wow!
Vicente got you started.
Dang it, Vicente! Come on, man. So, Just much like the tag teams of Axiom and Apollo Crews, these two women have amazing chemistry, especially when Roxanne...
They've never tagged before, have they?
This is their first time. Roxanne
Not
Perez...
bad. Shit, you couldn't tell.
Yeah, the babyface tag team took over at the beginning with the Roxanne Perez hitting her suicide dive through the bottom of the middle rope onto Toxic Attraction, and I love this move a lot. Lyra Valkyria... She looks like she's going through a dive, but what she does is that she grabs between the ropes and does like a slingshot, like drop kick between the ropes. You know what I mean? Before she recoils back. So that's actually pretty cool. I love that.
I'm actually glad that I didn't choke on myself over here. I was drinking some stuff to take my brain juice medicines, but that's freaking brutal, man.
No, it's okay, man. Your brain needs fast juice.
Yes, my brain does need fast juice. I'm drinking soda pop at 10:30 at night over here.
I'm sure you're not crazy. I'm sure it's not going to lead to any ramifications later.
Yeah. Let's say that.
So getting back into the match, Lyra Valkyria, she's an amazing competitor. When she got the hot tag later on, she unloaded on JC Jane and Gigi Dolan with a series of combination strikes, punches, and kicks. She is a kicking Pokemon. Hitmonlee, she is taking lessons from Hitmonlee, I swear. Anyways,
are you calling her a Pokemon because she's short?
No.
Okay, just making sure. Moving on.
Wow, Juancho. No.
Okay, also Vicente is saying, I hit the like button right away at every stream right away.
Excellent.
Thank you, Vicente. I agree with Shelly. Thank you. You're setting a good example.
With the referee's back turn, Lyra Valkyria was going to go to the top rope and hit a top rope move, but then she was knocked out by Cora Jade, that dastardly biatch.
How dare she? Oh no, Cora Jade. Let me guess. She brought her nightstick back thing.
Actually, surprisingly, no, she didn't.
What? She just knock her out barehanded?
No, she just threw her off the top rope, and Lyra landed at ringside.
Hardcore, I like it.
Hardcore indeed. Of course, the babyfaces were then able to rally back from it. Lyra Valkyria actually unintentionally abandons Roxanne Perez, and it turns into a 2-on-1 handicap match because Lyra is now brawling with Cora Jade, and they brawled all the way up to the Titantron.
Whoopsie.
But it's okay because, well, let's face it, as bad as the situation goes, the Toxic Attraction's grasp at mathematics is a lot worse.
What's with you and math today?
Well, let's just say the ladies took a calculated risk, and, well, you know the rest of the line. JC Jane tries to go in for a super kick. Tries to hit Roxanne. Roxanne ducks out of the way, and JC Jane accidentally hits her tag partner Gigi Dolan in the face.
Roxanne, I want to be your man.
So as JC Jane was taken out of commission, Roxanne Perez hits Gigi Dolan with the Pop Rocks to get the win for her team. Your winners, Lyra Valkyria and the NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez. No doubt, this is just going to create fuel for the fire for when these two, when the Toxic Attraction eventually split up. I told you, Juan. I told you they were going to split up, and you didn't listen to me. So who's laughing
they're
now?
Not split up yet, are they?
They're working on it.
They're about to split
up. They're about to.
We understand,
and they're gonna. They're gonna. Damn it.
It's understandable, but yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Who's laughing now, Juan?
Ha!
Ah!
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll let you laugh, but that doesn't mean that you're particularly right in terms of how they're doing it. Also, Vicente was saying yes, first and last name. Lyra equaling Taya, Valkyria equaling Valkyrie. Genius bookers NXT has. I'm sure Taya would. LOL. And have a finisher called Pop Rocks, and you almost have to celebrate wins with some soda. See, that's why I'm rocking some diet soda right now.
You know, it's also important to note that in NXT UK, before the name change, Lyra Valkyria was actually called Eva Valkyrie.
Really? That would have... Oh, my God. I'm going to slap things. Jen was over here saying that when Cora Jade knocked Taya Valkyria off the rope, she rang her bell and saw stars. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, all right.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, we are done with the NXT portion of the review. Now, it's time to go to AEW Dynamite.
Like the feels hit the bell, Dynamite!
AEW Dynamite taking place not in Charlotte, North Carolina. So
I think we're done with the Charlotte jokes for tonight.
yeah, I know. I'm being a dork. I was
like, is it officially like no more Charlotte jokes for the rest of the night?
Actually, hang on a minute. I actually do need to find out where AEW Dynamite is, because if they're in Charlotte, oh my god, I'm going to crap a horseman.
You're gonna crap a horseman? What the hell? That is such a weird thing to say, but you're not wrong. Go ahead.
Here we go. Hang on. Okay. All right. I'm pulling up the information right now. Tell me, Internet. Where did Dynamite take place? Okay. Cool. They were at the Save Mart. AEW Dynamite this week's takes place at the Save Mart Center in Fresno, California.
Thank you, Jose, and thank you, Vicente. You actually spat it out just as Jose said it over here. At least,
boom, baby, Fresno, California, home of. What wrestler do we know that's from Fresno?
I don't know. I can find out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not important. You don't have to get into it right now.
Okay, well, let's get into what we actually need to get into.
Oh, yes. Let's get into the opening contest. It's an opening one-on-one match, and it's for the AEW's All-Atlantic Championship. As the challenger, the former Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal goes one-on-one against the champ himself, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Thank you. All right. Oh, my goodness. This match, man. Oh, my. Okay.
All right, so we've got Jay Lethal. He's got Sanjay Dutt and Wish lists and Wish app Great Kali Satnam Singh, whereas Orange Cassidy has the very nice, very evil Danhausen in his corner.
This was such a mess to watch. The in-ring action was fun. Both Jay Lethal and Orange Cassidy are obviously, vets in the ring. But there is so much ringside convoluted crap happening. Interference from Satnam Singh. Interference from Sanjay Dutt. Interference from Jeff Jarrett. Interference from Danhausen. Interference from the best friends to level out the heels being bastards. What the hell?
It's almost as if these guys can't it's almost as if Tony Khan, who is the owner, CEO, general manager, lead booker, lead producer, lead agent, guy who doesn't know how to stop and delegate, and because he's a micromanaging, coked out dweeb idiot, doesn't have faith in a match between a solid worker like Jay Lethal and his favorite wrestler, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not as if the two guys can't work. They can, but apparently Tony Khan has to load everything the hell up with gimmicks galore.
Well, yeah, of course. You have to create excitement in wrestling.
You can have excitement with an exciting match between two competitors. You don't necessarily have to gimmick it up.
All right.
It's called gimmicking a gimmick. It's dumb. What the hell?
All right. So
Vicente was saying being in Fresno, I'm almost shocked nobody got shot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so ringside convolutedness aside, the match ends with Orange Cassidy
convulsion or
convulsion. Yeah. Thank you. Ringside convulsion aside, Orange Cassidy was able to pick up the win after hitting the orange punch onto Jay Lethal. Your winner and still AEW's All-Atlantic Champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Thank you. All right. So yeah, it was silly, especially with a lot of the ringside drama. But the fans of Fresno, they loved it, and they got what they paid for. Besides, who doesn't like Orange Cassidy? He is so freaking over as one of the I don't want to say homegrown talent of AEW, but like as one of the stars of AEW.
Well, it's pretty straightforward here, Joe. The fact of the matter is that obviously Orange Cassidy, he's over. Jay Lethal's obviously healing up, heels being heels, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The story writes itself. It's straightforward, but will it lead to anything more? Probably not. Was it enjoyable? Probably so. Was it overloaded and gimmicked all to hell?
Oh, hell yeah.
Shortly, yes. Vicente in the chat. And now after we get a decent match from Orange and Jay, or should have been a good match, Next up, Satnam versus Omos for 30 minutes. Hard cringe. Please, fuck no.
No, thank you.
Thank God. Look, it's okay. We don't cover crap on this show.
Yeah, I know. No.
But although we do point out the worst segments and the worst matches, so who knows? Maybe your match that you brought up between Satnam and Omos is coming up.
But hold on, folks. Because for all the crappy matches that we talk about, there's also some really damn good wrestling from AEW, and Bryan Danielson is the man to bring it. In his quest and in his journey towards AEW Revolution, he goes one-on-one with this amazing luchador, former Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito.
Holy shnikes!
Yeah,
bring out the banditi.
Bandito, oh my goodness. Bandito earned a lot of praise from the AEW wrestling fans in his one-on-one clash with Chris Jericho, especially during the spot where he hit like that stalling superplex on Chris Jericho. Like, the fans loved it. It was amazing.
Oh, snap. And Vicente's right. He's like, the only person I can think of who doesn't like Orange Cassidy is Jim Cornette, with reason. Like, at least Cornette, he explains himself in terms of why he doesn't like Orange Cassidy. It's because he feels that the reason why Orange Cassidy is even there to begin with is purely because Tony Khan is a dweeb who geeked out over how cool and weird Orange Cassidy's gimmick is, and he just marked out to him.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, but Cornette also
that's not an unreasonable assessment, because he's not wrong.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Cornette's reason when it comes to comedy wrestlers like Orange Cassidy is that they should be nowhere near the main event and should be somewhere in the bottom of the card.
On the bottom of the card, or rather, this guy's got a mid-card belt on him, if you think about it. Also, Lisa Boo's in the chat. What is good, Lisa Boo?
Thank you for joining us.
How
You're
are
just on
you, Lisa
time.
Boo? Hello.
We're talking about Juan's favorite show, AEW Dynamite.
I hate you.
But you
Why
don't.
would you say it that way?
But you don't hate Bryan Danielson.
No, I don't hate D-Bry. I don't hate Bryan Danielson. And he's taking on Bandito over here, so tell us about the match.
All right. It was a great technical match. Both of these guys started off by working holds over each other. Bryan Danielson tried to lock in the Mexican surfboard stretcher, or the Romeo special, whatever you want to call it, but ends up crushing Bandito's knees during the match. And then Bandito was able to get some momentum back by, once again, another wrestler diving through the ropes. Bandito this time hitting Bryan Danielson with a tope con hilo over the top rope and to the outside. Damn. That elevation.
Right?
Yes.
That's not bad at all, man. Holy cow.
Yep, both these men, and then after going through a war, both these guys then start trading blows back and forth, and eventually Bryan Danielson pulls a hat trick and hits Bandito in the face with the Psycho Knee, which is basically a running knee to the face, getting the win. Your winner, the American Dragon, and the #1 contender for the AEW World Title, Bryan Danielson.
Hell yeah! Excellent effort, excellent bout. Bandito definitely couldn't take the taco tonight, but Daniel Bryan actually did show how hard you have to fight in order to take him down. Also, Vicente in the chat is saying that Danielson versus Bandito is maybe match of the night. Hard to call between that and Darby versus Kushida. We'll get to that.
We're gonna get to that stuff later. Don't worry.
Love that Bandito again hit his stalling suplex on Bryan.
That's another good spot too. One. Yeah, but of course, Bryan Danielson's celebration was cut short as the AEW World Champion himself, MJF, appeared on the Titantron to cut another promo on Bryan Danielson, warning him that it was a pretty good promo. I'm not gonna recite it word for word, but he finished it off by saying that, like, when AEW Revolution comes, like, you're gonna see that this mask comes off and the true monster will appear before you.
Is he going right back to the whole thing of I'm the devil himself bullcrap?
No, he hasn't said that yet.
No, I mean, like, is that what he's leaning towards? It feels like that's what he's leaning towards.
I have no idea. What is MJF's obsession with devils and monsters?
And then being the like, I get it. You like being hated. We get it. It's cool.
Now I'm just picturing a movie cover of AEW Dark with MJF and a bunch of, like, demon characters and monster characters. You know, like Justice League Dark.
No. Sorry, I don't respect the.
Hey, Wancho, what do DC and AEW have in common?
They're both owned by Warner Brothers. Yeah. Next match.
All right, let's get to the exciting segment of the night. This was actually a compelling backstage segment as Renee Paquette actually interviews Hangman Adam Page following his match against Jon Moxley last week.
Alrighty, let's see how this plays out over here.
So
obviously, Renee Paquette, she's standing by her man, but also being
stand by your man. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Thank you, Dolly. And trying to get the hard answers out of the Hangman, who's still a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. But let's keep that going. And Vicente, MJS promos, he was losing his mask of sanity right out of the Henry Portrait of the Serial Killer films. Oh, okay.
Sure.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Ha.
Ha. All right, but getting back to the interview segment, first of all, number one, Renee Paquette was not treated like a mic stand. Number two, there was actually no back and forth trash talking between the two because, yeah, Juan's right. Renee Paquette is obviously going to stand by her man, but they're not going to go as low as to take shots at each other.
That's good.
That's
how it's supposed to go.
Indeed. So Renee Paquette actually brings up some interesting points, saying that Jon Moxley made a quote that Hangman Adam Page actually brought the best out of Jon Moxley, and that Jon Moxley hates but also admires Hangman Adam Page because of it.
Yeah, that actually works over here on my end over here. It was Tammy Wynette, you guys. I thought it was Dolly.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dolly.
Yeah.
It was Stand By Your Man.
Yeah, it was Tammy Wynette. But then Hangman Adam Page...
My bad. I forgot my stuff. I'm dumb.
Yeah, no. Hangman Adam Page takes it very well and basically says, like, hey, next time, if Moxley has anything to say to me, he could say it right to my face. And he also finishes the interview segment off by saying that he has some burned bridges to amend. Alluding possibly not to the Dark Order, well, maybe the Dark Order, but also alluding to another group of friends that he had a falling out with.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's right.
No.
They are the current reigning.
No.
He didn't say it.
No.
But I'm guessing
no.
He means the AEW World Trios Champions, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the Elite.
I will smack you. I will smack you like you ain't never been smacked before. Christopher Nowinski is freaking condemning slap fights over here, and I will give him something to condemn us over. I swear to God. And Shelly saying that I'm not dumb. Thank you. I get myself. I'm not that well versed in country or blues and stuff. I'm not that well versed. But so I get the stuff and stuff. Thank you. And Vicente was saying if Hangman really wants to piss off Moxley, then Hangman should kiss Renee in the next interview that they have. Just like plant a smoocher on her. Like, dude,
that would be
that's
an a-hole thing to do. Okay,
that's kind of salty, isn't it? That's kind of a sexual assaulty, ain't it?
Okay, look, Hangman Adam Page, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he would do it. But still.
Yeah. All right, come on, Juan. Let's give.
I'm like, dude, is that a bridge that he would cross? Probably, but should he?
But remember, Hangman Adam Page is a babyface.
No.
All right. Let's get...
Notice I just got him off the screen as fast as I can. Like, no.
Let's get to the match of the night as Absolute Ricky Starks goes one-on-one against...
Oh, my God!
Representing the Jericho Appreciation Society, Rock Hard Jake Hager.
No! For crap's sake, no! Jericho already lost, so now what? Is it that Ricky Stark has to go through the entirety of the Jazz Club?
The Jazz Holes?
Over here, starting off with... the same Malibu Barbie, Malibu Stacy, but now she comes with a hat. All right? That's a goddamn Simpsons reference if ever there was one there. It's literally the same guy. It's the same no personality, bland dude who cannot, to save his life, cut a promo because he's got a really weird lispy voice and it doesn't match his imposing physique.
And it's so bad that we're saying this because he's such a great wrestler.
He's such a good wrestler, but he's got no charisma, he's got no personality, and he can't talk. Literally, he cannot talk to save his life, otherwise he'll be automatically ridiculed for the dumb, dopey voice that he's got. So
Purple hat is
so Chris Jericho's giant ideas. I got an idea here, baby. Hey, baby. We're going to give you a hat, baby. You're going to be the hottest thing ever. Give me blood, baby. Nom, 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 nom. Sucking the
That
life
purple
out of
hat
this
is
guy.
the height of Jake Hager's personality.
That's not inaccurate.
So Jake Hager, who is flanked...
Show's like, a guy named Ricky. And Vicente slap fights are basically open-handed punches. F. Dana White and his slap league. F. Dana paying every male and female fighter total shit, unless you are a main eventer, that is.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get into the match. So this was actually a fun match, and it's only fun because Ricky Starks made it fun. He started off by getting the upper hand on Jake Hager, and then mocked Jake Hager by wrestling for a while with the purple hat on. Like, he took his hat and put it on while kicking Jake Hager's ass.
Yes! Oh, thank you. There is a God, and he does love me after all. That was so stupid. I love it.
But then during...
real quick, Jen is saying, like, let's get Juan to do a voiceover for Jake Hager instead.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Sure, Tony Khan, $84,000 right now. I will be your permanent voice actor for Jake Hager for the time you have him under contract. I'll do it, and I don't give a damn.
I think that's something you need to ask Jake Hager to do.
And Vicente was saying, funny how Chris came up with a team name on the spot, Garciago. Santiago and Garcia.
We'll get to that in a second.
And also IWA Deep South has done slap fights way before Dana White. Yeah, but then again, IWA Deep South is best known for all the tuberculosis that they had in the ring.
Yeah. So getting back into the match.
Ian Rotten, he's stupid. But
so getting back into the match, there was, of course, ringside interference because Jake Hager did not come alone. He was flanked by Cool Hand, Angelo Parker, and Magic Mac Bernard, two members of the Jericho Appreciation Society, who provided the interference when the opportunity is right or when the referee has his back turned, sometimes both, to help Jake Hager get the advantage over Ricky Starks. But then, all of it is foiled as Action Andretti came down to even the odds. And Jake Hager... Yes, and Jake Hager, distracted and dumbfounded as the dumb person that he is, he gets blindsided by Ricky Starks' running spear, and Ricky Starks pins Jake Hager. Your winner, absolute Ricky Starks.
What's with the Vogue there? Like, that wasn't bad.
That's his pose.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, it kind of threw me off. I didn't realize that was a thing he does. Also, we said saying LOL at Hager and the purple hat that ate the purple hat like his spinach.
He really did. And then later on in a backstage interview, Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society were interviewed. They challenged Action Andretti and Ricky Starks to a tag match. I believe it's next week or Friday night on Rampage, where Chris Jericho will be teaming. It looked like it was going to be teaming with Sammy Guevara, but then Daniel Garcia, the Dragon Slayer, remember when that was a thing?
No. I'm tired of these bad ham-fisted HBO Max dick sucking by Tony Khan, but go on.
Daniel Garcia decided to take Sammy Guevara's place and tag team with Jericho to take on Action Andretti and Absolute Ricky Starks.
That works, I guess.
So that's an interesting dynamic. At least it's better than seeing the same sex gods on TV.
Yeah, no, I'm done with goddamn Sammy Guevara. He's the dude who peaked in 8th grade in middle school by getting to brag to everyone, "Hey guys, I had my pee-pee touched by a girl."
Oh God!
And he's never grown out of that mentality ever since. And now he's basically evolved that to, "Hey guys, I get my pee-pee touched by my wife Ty Mello." Wait, they're married, right?
Yes, they're married.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted.
Yeah,
to
you got your pee-pee touched by Ty Mello, but you couldn't cut it on WWE Tough Enough, could you?
Exactly. God Almighty.
That being said, okay, yeah, no, Juancho, I think I see what's up here. If we're not talking about the Jericho Appreciation Society, like, you get mad at a couple things, whether it's anything involving Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks or anything involving the Jericho Appreciation Society.
That's because I see the bull crap of Jericho.
The golden touch of Jericho.
For what it is. It's bull crap.
It is bull crap.
It's absolutely. Listen, Chris, I understand, but stop it. Get some help.
Oh my
Please. I'm asking nicely here, Jericho.
Oh my
Learn
god.
to quit while you're behind, old man.
Are you kidding me? He's in his prime. He's in his early 50s. He's been wrestling for 3 decades. Anyways, let's get to the main
One, don't
event.
be shocked if Daniel Garcia is on House of Dragon Season 2.
Oh, God. All right, let's get into the main event. Surprisingly, no elite, no Jericho Appreciation Society at all. Their fingerprints
So
are
the Elite were nowhere near the show?
Well, they were, but
Oh.
their match was
say it.
okay.
Okay, what was their stupid match?
The Young Bucks lost to Top Flight.
Ha. Fuck them. All right.
Wow, this match is for the AEW TNT Championship as Darby Allin, the defending now 2-time champion, accompanied by the Icon, Sting!
Sting! I'm surprised you didn't wear your Sting shirt tonight.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, okay.
For taking on the former NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Kushida.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh yeah, I love Kushida's style when he was working as part of the time splitting Motor City Machine Guns or
Time Machine.
The Time Machines. There we go. That was their name. That was freaking awesome.
Hey
Okay?
man, if you're gonna kick ass in a wrestling ring, why not do it with some style?
Ha ha ha. That's a Back to the Future reference for you folks.
Why? Thank you.
God almighty. Okay,
I do my best.
Let's do. Let's get into this because
All right, so
this
the
actually seems like if it's Scott Vicente's eyebrows peaked, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt over here. Okay, so let's get in. No, it was the Time Splitters when it was just Kushida with
Alex Shelley.
But when you had all 3 of them together, you had Alex Shelley come back together
With Chris Sabin and Kushida.
and
They
so it
formed-
was the fusion of the Time Splitters and the Motor City Machine Guns, making them the Time Machines.
Juan's right. The last time I spoke about Kushida was on Impact Programming, and that was a while ago when he was hanging around with the Motor City Machine Guns.
It was still so freaking cool. The match was tits.
It was very tits. Of course, since then, Kushida has splintered off on his own, wrestling matches for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and occasionally appearing on Impact. But here, he challenges Darby Allin for the AEW TNT Championship, and what I consider to be an explosive main event.
Exploding
Exploding like dynamite.
We have Imodium AD for that.
All right, so these guys had an incredible one-on-one fight. My favorite spots were when Darby Allin and both Kushida were both on the ring apron, and Darby Allin floated over Kushida to hit a stunner on the ring apron, knocking him out. That was pretty fun. And then Darby Allin then grabs a steel chair from the bottom of the ring. He doesn't use it as a weapon. He actually sets it up, sits Kushida on it, because what he does is Darby Allin tries to go to the top rope and then hit Kushida with a flying clothesline while Kushida's sitting on the chair. Unfortunately, hindsight be damned, as Darby Allin flew from the top turnbuckle, only for Kushida to intercept Darby Allin at ringside as soon as he lands ringside, and then locks in the armbar submission hold outside.
Oh!
Imagine someone catching you with a submission, with an armbar lock as you're coming down from the air.
Remember that move, folks. It is going to come back later tonight. I promise you, in the best freaking way.
Yeah, no, exactly. Before I forget, Rebecca. Before I forget, no.
No, I was going to do
Fine,
that.
you do it.
No, I was saying that later. That was for you to read.
That's for later. Okay, we'll save it for later. But then, and also, Kushida wasn't alone. There were 2 other guys from the New Japan dojo. I wasn't able to catch their names.
JoJo. So which JoJo's? Dun 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 dun.
They're from the New Japan dojo.
Thank
I
you.
don't know their names. They were accompanied. They accompanied Kushida to the match. It looked like they were trying to interfere, but then the Icon he did his trademark move, Juan. He stared down at them menacingly.
And did he do his other trademark move? Pointing a bat at them?
Actually, no. He didn't have a bat on him.
0 out of 10. Worst Sting ever. God dang it. This is like Joker Sting back in TNA.
Hey, we do not talk about that here on my show.
Joker Sting.
Go after yourself.
Maybe later I will. Also, if you said, Reverie was saying to remember the armbar thing. This will be on the test later.
So Kushida tries to lock in his finishing move, the hoverboard lock on Darby Allin, forcing a submission win. But then Darby Allin was able to reverse it and twist it around into his pinning move, which he calls the Last Supper, basically locking in an opponent's legs on a figure 4 position and then rolling back to make sure his shoulders are pinned to the ground, which is exactly what Darby did to get the win. Your winner, and still AEW TNT champion, Darby Allin.
Holy shit.
And then AEW Dynamite closes off with both Darby Allin and Kushida shaking hands in mutual respect. And the fans of Fresno, California loved it.
Well, of course, it's honorable and stuff, man. Like they're clearly showing each other respect because Darby's being a fighting champion. Kushida is being Kushida. You know, at least Sting kept the other guys from the New Japan Dojo out of the way. I'm down for it, man.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So, yes,
and it just goes to show you that yes, for every crap that we get with the Jericho Appreciation Society or the Elite, we still have great wrestling. We still have great segments, great storylines in AEW.
True. It's like Angels likes to say when it comes to certain social media spots. Sometimes you have to dig through a lot of sewage and poop in order to find the rare nuggets of gold. So it's like you've got building blocks for excellent content. You just have to wade through a lot of crap to get through it.
Exactly.
Oh, Vicente was saying LOL at Sting, wiping his eyes and throwing the towel into the crowd.
Yay! I have my own souvenir of Sting's DNA. I'm gonna make a clone of him.
Oh my God.
Before we get into the next segment, I did actually want to also give a shout out to Rebecca Zucks last night as we finished up the Black Files, where we were discussing the chaos that Vince McMahon has thrown the WWE into. She went ahead over to our Stream Elements tip jar and she sent us a $50 tip. It was $50 Australian, but it was still a $50 tip. Good googly moogly. Thank you again so much for that, Rebecca Zucks. I know that there was a message there, but for the life of me, it didn't send it over through to the PayPal. But we thank you from the bottom of our pea-picking little hearts so much for your support. And if you want to follow her example, we got a Stream Elements link right there. If you want to toss a coin into the tip jar, there's where you want to go. Or send it to the Cash App. Either
Absolutely.
way.
I apologize for not chiming in, but I'm trying. I nearly threw up. You ever have these moments where something you ate comes right back up to resurface in your mouth?
It's called acid reflexes. You've got to have some Tums for that.
And you know what? I think now would be a good time to mention it. On next week's edition of Wrestle Rewind, I'm actually going to cover. I don't have a photo of it. I'm just now mentioning it because it's an event from Pro Wrestling Noah as part of the Great Muda's finale tour. I guess we're calling it.
Oh yeah, no, his farewell tour. Yeah, I heard of this. Go ahead and tell them.
It's on next week's edition. I will be covering a 6-man tag team match from Pro Wrestling Noah as the Icon Sting, the AEW TNT champion Darby Allin, and the Great Muta will be teaming up against 3 wrestlers from Pro Wrestling Noah. One of them is called Hakushi, the other one's called Akira, and the other one's called Naomichi Marufuji.
Holy crap!
Yes.
Oh my God, that is so awesome. Okay, so Sting and Darby Allin. Okay. And wait, were those 2 guys from the dojo thing? Were they sent there by these dudes, by Akira and
No,
Hakuchi?
this is a different promotion, Pro Wrestling Noah. It has nothing to do. Pro Wrestling Noah is completely splintered from New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's a history behind it.
I didn't know it was that's why
I'm
asking.
It's okay. No worries. That's why I'm here to educate.
Well,
now, the last time I spoke about anything Pro Wrestling Noah was the Great Muta versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which was amazing.
It was so awesome. Also, Tam Tam taking our fine advice to heart and taking Rebecca's fine example over here. She went ahead and dropped a $5 Stream Elements tip into the tip jar as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
Holy
it.
Cow.
Juan, can you do me a favor? Can you go to my room real quickly and get my gas tablet real quick, please?
Okay, we could hear that, but okay.
Yes.
You keep talking and stuff. I'll do the thing.
So yes. The Great Muta is I guess right now is having his farewell tour for this year 2023. He's been appearing. This legendary wrestler has been wrestling a lot of matches for Pro Wrestling Noah and for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was on Wrestle Kingdom 17. He was also in the New Year's pay-per-view event with Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's going to be teaming with Darby Allin and Sting. And both Sting and the Great Muta actually have a history. They've actually clashed in the early '90s when WCW hosted their Super Show events in association with New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know, back before Tony Khan made it. Well, actually, no. Did he really make it cool?
No.
Oh, I mean. Hiroshi Tanahashi wrestled Jon Moxley. That's got to be cool.
That was cool. Whoa, snap. Shelly is showing off her cred as an inner flocker for 4 months. Not bad at all. Thank you, Shelly, for showing your continued support as an inner flocker. And Vicente is also giving kudos to Rebecca. $50, not bad at all. Cool, it came from a woman in Aussie, too. I do like the Australian accent. That's nice. I could dig it, too.
Yes, indeed. All right.
So he's feeling a little more cherry. He's feeling a little.
I'm feeling a little better now.
It is. I was just joking. The town is wild cherry flavor.
One of my favorite flavors. So now we're shifting gears away from Dynamite. Now we're going to get into before we get into this week's Impact Wrestling, we need to talk about the main event for this year's pay-per-view event, Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill, which was on Friday the 13th.
Last Friday the 13th. It was so incredible. It was such a great match, and I got to see some of the highlights of it, and it was beautiful.
That's right, folks. It's title versus career, as both of the Knockouts wrestle for the Impact Knockouts World Championship. As the champion herself, Jordan Grace, the Thick Mama Pump defends against Mickie James, multi-time women's champion in WWE, multi-time Knockouts champion in Impact Wrestling. And she's on her last rodeo.
Yep. In case you guys haven't been hearing me describe it enough times, the last rodeo was a challenge that Mickie James put down on herself after she got her butt handed to her and she had gone home for a while. She was starting to realize, hey, maybe she was losing step. Maybe she's getting a little long in the tooth. Maybe she doesn't belong in the ring anymore. But that doesn't mean she isn't going to try to fight for it. So she was making a vow that she would put her career on the line in every single individual match that she had been in until she gets a chance to challenge once again for the Impact Knockouts World title. Every single match that she's had leading to this one could have easily been her last, but she mowed down every other woman at Impact Wrestling's Knockouts division.
Until eventually she comes one-on-one against the champion, culminating the entire last rodeo. It's an epic main event. The fans loved it. The champion, the challenger, won all the way in the corner, begging it, please, mommies, please don't fight.
Like, please, like we know what I was we know what I was asking for.
I know what you were.
No, we all know what I was asking for. I'm a simple man who likes simple things. I'm not that hard to figure out. Okay, it's easy. I just want them to.
It's okay. You can say it. You can say it, Juan. Be a brave big boy.
Kiss. I just want. I just want to.
Of course you did.
Of course. I mean, what the hell, man?
Idiot.
Can you blame me? They're both hot as hell. Like, one's hot mama, the other is hot beefy woman. Like, what do you want me to do?
All right, let's get to the main event. So the show opens up with
the match opens up the Jordan Grace, she came in, but the way Mickie James actually came to the ring.
Let's talk about the entrance before the match.
WrestleMania style entrance, if you think about it. Sorry, look, because
no, it's okay. It's important that we address the entrance before we get to the match.
Yeah. Okay. So Mickie James, for those of you who may or may not know, is part Cherokee. She is part Native American. And in the most honorable and majestic show of love for her heritage, for her Native American heritage, she actually had members of the Cherokee Nation perform an entry ritual to go into battle around Mickie James. They were singing, they were chanting for her, they were drumming for her as she sat in the center of, it was like 3 or 4 different other Native American performers who chanted for Mickie and actually gave her like this war dance, and it was incredible. And she stood up as it was coming up. No, and as they finished it off, they took the ceremonial dress off of her, and that's where she had her ring attire underneath, and that's where hardcore country kicked in. It was freaking brilliant. I'm like, this deserved like WrestleMania style freaking budget, because just the idea of that is like, yes, if this is to be her last match, if she's gonna actually put her career on the line on all this, then she's going out in style, and she's putting out with everything that makes her her. And she had her husband, her kid, who was wearing protective headphones.
Her BFF, former multi-time WWE Women's Champion Victoria, was at ringside,
and her mother and father were sitting at ringside as well. It was freaking gorgeous, man. It was so beautiful, and just so much heart to that. Just like honor, yes.
And you know what, Juancho, you are right. This is something that should have belonged in the WWE, but back then, with Vince McMahon's fingerprints all over creative, they would have cocked it. Let's be honest, they would have cocked it up.
I have an idea. We're gonna put her, and she's gonna wear just like Pocahontas, pal.
They would have cocked it up. Let's be honest.
Vince would have over gimmicked it. He would have at least this was freaking badass. Tam was saying, "Oh, I thought you were gonna say that Jordan Grace was a brave bitch." No, she was.
I mean, she is.
Well, yeah, she is definitely, most assuredly. And of course, cool Indian war dance sounds epic, kind of Curse Jordan too, if you think about it. Yeah. Like, oh no,
yes.
You're in trouble. They're invoking the power of the Earth spirits on your ass. James is gonna wreck your shit, Jordan. You need to watch out.
All right, so let's get
to the match, please.
Let's get to the match.
I was just hyped on the entrance.
You're fine. So the match opens up with Jordan Grace basically no selling, because like Mickie James tries to lock in an arm lock, tries to lock in like their legs, headlocks, but like it was having no effect, as Jordan Grace is too strong for Mickie James, and even starts getting angry at Mickie James because she feels disrespected that Mickie James isn't putting enough effort into it. Even starts pushing Mickie James around. Mickie James tries to slap Jordan Grace in the face as a retaliation. Jordan Grace takes it well by smacking Mickie James back to the ground.
It's like, what? You said you wanted this to be your final match if it's going in for it. Come on! Show me what you got!
Mickie James.
You gotta tell me what you got, pal!
Mickie James smacks her. Oh, that's nice. Here's mine. Jordan Grace replies.
Smacks right back. Let me see here. Yeah, and Tam, she like I said, okay, now it's showing me I actually managed to pull up the tips over here. Miss Red Sphere, last night she said, I don't follow WWE, but I find the organization fascinating. Love your enthusiasm. Usually watch Black Files. Thank you for that. And Rebecca Zuck, she said, hey Ravens, just wanted to say thanks, and I don't get to watch you live much because of the time difference, but I do watch on the replay, and I want to support you guys. Sending you all my love from Melbourne, Australia, and my Ravens Flock t-shirt. Woohoo! And Tam was saying, great show. Thank you guys so much. Now that I managed to pull up the Street Element stuff. Good Lord, what is wrong with me?
All right,
go ahead.
so the match starts to heat up with Jordan Grace taking control. Mickie James tries to get her second win and tries to hit a comeback, but to no avail, as Jordan Grace is just too strong for the scrappy veteran.
She's is this really it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A really cool spot that I want to call attention to is when Jordan Grace hoisted Mickie James. Both these women are at the top turnbuckle. Jordan Grace hoists Mickie James over her shoulder for a stalling vertical superplex, but she doesn't let go after they collide in the ring. Like, she keeps it locked in, and then she bridges it and turns it into a power slam, but only got a 2 count. Mickie James is not giving up the fight.
You got to be kidding me. That is so cool, man.
Yes, indeed. Of course, and then later on during the fight, it all comes down to a war of attrition. Both women are spent. Jordan Grace locks in a chokehold onto Mickie James. Now, this part I did see, because the referee, I don't think, caught it, but Mickie James actually tapped out.
Excuse me?
Mickie James tapped out, but it looks like the referee did not see it.
Are we sure that she tapped out? Are we
I
sure she
saw
wasn't
it-
just trying to flail out of the
I
hold?
saw it in plain sight. It's much similar to the SmackDown match that we talked about in private one, where where Gunther tapped out to Sheamus's Cloverleaf, but
But
it looked
the referee wasn't looking.
Yeah,
oh,
that kind of shit. Yeah,
Mickey gave in for a minute. Oh no!
but
No!
But it's okay because Mickie James was able to fire back. She counters the Grace driver, and then like in a series of near falls, Mickie James finally hits Jordan Grace with her finishing move to get the win. Your winner and new Impact Knockouts World Champion, Mickie James.
Yeah! Oh my God!
And in a complete 180 turnaround, where last week where Juan lost his shit, I'm going to stop talking so that Juan can celebrate.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful, man. Oh man, she doesn't have to retire. Thank God. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Nick Aldis, you lucky son of a bitch. You get to come home to that every night, you son of a whore. Jordan Grace, they shook hands afterwards, right? Because, I mean, like, come the hell on. That was a hell of a fight, and Mickey gave it as much as he can take it, right?
I don't think I saw that, but I did see the rest of her family and her friends, and they all celebrated with her in the ring.
Oh, that is so wonderful. That's how you start off the year. That's how you get a freaking championship win. Yeah, and Tam made her first drink, so I'll drink to that. Hell yes. Oh my God, hells to the yes. I can't believe it. I love it to death.
Do you feel better?
Oh, snap. Yeah, I do kind of feel. Ultimate Irony, the Ravens flock is reviewing an Impact pay-per-view where Scott Levy, a.k.a. Raven, was doing commentary. We are not associated with Raven.
Wow.
No, it's just irony. But like,
who said that? Vincent
No,
Chris?
he said that. Like, that's just irony. But like, you know what? We didn't consider that. For the record, we never actually named the Ravens flock after Raven or his groups.
Yeah, that never came to my mind, buddy. There's a story behind it, but I'm not
We'll get to that story another time.
Another time.
But still, like that is ironic as hell. And yes, Shelly toasts drinks to that. Hells to the yes. Mickie James ends her last rodeo with championship gold and is once again the Impact Knockouts World Champion. That's how it's done. I freaking love this stuff. That's why I love professional, and that's a story worth telling. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm either gonna go out on top, or I'm gonna prove that once and for all that I've lost step and that I can't hang anymore. And she proved that not only can she hang, she's still championship material. That's how it's done.
Yeah,
yes.
pretty much. All right, so now let's get on tonight's edition of Impact Wrestling, the fallout from Hard to Kill. So the show is supposed to open with the Impact Knockouts World Champion Mickie James addressing the Impact Zone.
Yeah, it's like, this is supposed to make the most sense, right? Mickie James, she won the match. She won the main event. She was the highlight of the night. I'm flabbergasted. More people aren't talking about it. She earned it, and she put on a hell of a match with Jordan Grace, and she won. This is a good long-term storytelling, good long-term story. I loved it.
And I'm sure she has a lot to say to her fans in Impact Wrestling. She has a lot to talk about in Atlanta, Georgia. But then I remember this is Impact Wrestling, so we got to overload this with more story. Let's bring in the rest. Let's bring in Bully Ray, the sore loser who lost to Josh Alexander at the Full Metal Mayhem match.
I'm not Kill. You're not the main event. I was the main event. I made Josh Alexander famous by losing. How was that 3-second tan, by the way, Bully Ray?
I don't know. He thinks that his name value alone will get enough people to start talking about Impact Wrestling.
No, it's not, because, buddy, we're talking about Mickie James. I'm over here having a splashgasm all over myself over Mickie James, not over you losing like a chump.
Yeah.
Damn,
we thought you were
dude.
cool, man, when you were Dudley.
Nope, he ain't no Dudley no more.
You're just a dud. Oh!
Oh!
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me just Right there.
Yes, of course.
There you go.
Yes.
That's how it's done.
All right, and yes, I'm right. Impact Wrestling this week takes place over in Atlanta, Georgia, the hometown of WWE Hall of Famer, former multi-time WCW World Champion Bill Goldberg.
We don't have to do that anymore, Jose. We're not in Charlotte anymore.
I know, and we're not in Fresno anymore. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, the hometown of Goldberg.
Okay,
Wait,
cool.
what? We don't like Goldberg now?
No, I'm just like, okay, cool. Let's try to get with the rest of the show.
All right.
Because there's a lot in just this one opening segment.
Bully Ray, that's not enough. Let's put more story into this opening segment.
No, okay, for the record, guys, this little stare down here was Mickie James telling Bully Ray off, basically saying, like, listen, pal, you want to complain, you want to bitch and moan, and if you want me to leave this ring so you can bitch and moan and complain some more, you're going to have to throw me out. I'm not scared of you, I don't sweat you, but you're going to have to get your shit in line because this is my moment and this is my night.
Yeah, she's got some cojones.
So it was like looking seriously scary.
It was looking
because,
pretty good.
Like, Bully Ray's being an asshole.
He is being an asshole.
Vicente, badass as Bully Ray is, I'm sure Mickie James in a shoot would lose, but at least she would eye gouge him tons. Oh, yes, she would.
She would have kneed him in the freaking nuts.
But wait, like you said, this is Impact. Let's go ahead and over-gimmick this gimmick, shall we?
Yep, let's bring out the others. Let's bring out Tasha Steelz and her bodyguard, the cannibal, Savannah Evans.
Wait, she's the cannibal?
Yes.
How many people has she eaten?
I have no idea.
Or is this like a euphemism for going down on a lady?
I have no idea. But Tasha Steelz gets on the mic, reminding Mickie James that Tasha Steelz is the one that dethroned Mickie James to become Impact Knockouts World Champion and set her on the path of taking some time off and
starting her last
rodeo. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Basically, now Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans are basically saying, like, we don't care about who you got. Like who you're dealing with, whoever the number one contender is, we don't care. I'm going to take you on. I'm going to beat your ass, and I feel like beating your ass right now. As a matter of fact, Bully Ray, if you really want to beat up Mickie James right now, let us in on the action because we want to watch it happen.
All right, before we get to the beatdown, it was really disappointing to see Bully Ray now basically just taking a back seat to a woman's feud and playing the instigator. Instigator Ray instead of Bully Ray.
Yeah, no, he's just being a little punk-ass crap. But like you said, Jose, this is Impact. Let's gimmick this up some more.
Yep, they has fight as there's a 3-on-1 beatdown as Bully Ray joins in on the proceedings with Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz to beat down on the Knockouts World Champion. And it looks like Bully Ray was going to go...
Knockouts World Champion, yeah.
And it looks like Bully Ray was going to go under the ring and pull out some weapons until the champion was saved by Jordan Grace, the former champion, and now signed full-time to Impact Wrestling, a former multi-time X Division champion and the inaugural AEW World Tag Team champion, Frankie Kazarian.
All right, so, in case you guys can't tell, there's Kazarian down here.
Ducking right over there on the corner.
Here's Jordan Grace dead center, and there's Mickie James trying to recover from this 3-on-1 beatdown.
Yeah.
Now,
Frankie Kazarian, he is announced. He showed up at Hard to Kill, and he has announced that he's signed a full-time deal with Impact Wrestling. He is officially done with AEW. He is done with All Elite Wrestling. He is no longer associated with that promotion.
Awesome. Let's see what he can make of
this.
this.
And also in his promo in Hard to Kill, he made some passive-aggressive remarks against AEW.
With good reason. I mean, come on, you got a coked out dweeb. Also, Vicente was over here saying, and Tam was saying like that was nice that they saved her. And Vicente said Bill Goldberg got a spot as a whatever character for NCIS.
But now let's bring out another one of our favorite comedic wrestlers.
It's not the comedic wrestlers. This is very serious business. This is very serious business. You see, the original authority figure that we've had at Impact Wrestling for a while, Scott D'Amore has
taken
been
out. Yeah,
he's taken out of commission. We need a new authority figure. We need someone to lay down the law for Impact.
We need someone to establish authority.
We need someone who can. Let's just address the fucking Cobra in the room. Santino Marella,
the former WWE Intercontinental and United States Champion, Santino Marella. Thank you.
Now the Director of Authority at Impact, complete with a little toy police badge, complete with his
DOA jacket. I love it. Dead or alive. Wait, Santino, are you dead or are you alive?
This is dead on arrival.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, the Santino wanted to be the serious guy back in the day, but he's sticking with the silly Italian accent.
Oh,
What is
oh
that
no!
about?
The moment I brought it up to Juan that he signed with Impact, Juan lost his shit.
No. Why? No. I thought he retired. I thought he can't wrestle anymore. What is he doing?
He's an authority
Cobra.
figure.
Why? No. What the hell? No. We're fine with Scott D'Amore, Mr. Canada all the way. What the hell? And Vicente, weird mix of team members' reaction for me. I like Savannah Evans, powerful and brutal women. Tasha Steele's good in the ring, but too much dancing around. Yeah, I get that.
And she's also not that good on the mic.
Now, Santino Marella came out to the ring and he was saying like, "Now listen here, you silly peoples. I am the director of authority, and I'm here to lay down the law. I'm going to lay down the rules. If you people want to have a fight, then we should have an actual fight. I see 3 people over here. I see 3 people over there. We take the 3, multiply by 2. You carry the 1. I go." You could tell that this was dragging a little long.
Looks, buddy, if you need help with math, Axiom's just one phone call away.
Enough with the Axiom stuff! You're killing it for me here. Besides, this is Impact Wrestling. We're going to overload this gimmick with another gimmick.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's keep that train going.
Since we're in Atlanta, Georgia, Jose, and you like to shout out who there was hometowns of where these places are, let's go ahead and shout out another hometown hero who also has experience in managing professional wrestling promotions on screen. Somebody call my mama!
The former WCW commissioner from WCW 2001, Ernest the Cat Miller.
What? This was all in the opening of the show, people. This was how many people in total? 8
Oh my
freaking
God.
people. Jesus, jumped up Christ, man. Oh my Lord in heaven and earth and maybe Mars too. Maybe we have Lord of Mars. And maybe it's Jesus. Oh, my God in heaven.
So Ernest the Count Miller adds a little bit of assistance for Santino Marella, and both of them decide that these competitors should have an impromptu 6-man tag match, playa.
Holla, 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 holla.
The team of Bully Ray teaming with Tasha Steeles and Savannah Evans versus the team of Frankie Kazarian, Jordan Grace, and Mickie James.
So basically what they were already doing, just make it official.
Make it official, which, by the way, spoiler alert, the babyface Mickie James' team won.
Yay!
Also, Billy Ray's a prick because he abandoned his team and walked away.
Yeah, he did freaking walk away from the other ladies like a little bitch.
But it's okay. You know what? We're going to get some more knockouts action as I'm about to talk about the exciting match of the night. That is the clash between Taylor Wilde versus Killer Kelly.
All right, as Jose described it when we were trying to watch the match. Okay, so Killer Kelly, the redheaded Sin City femme fatale versus Taylor Wilde.
Who's now a witch. A very devious witch.
What?
Oh, yes.
Also, if he said to us saying retire in wrestling usually means done for a few months, then really retire after 6 fake versions.
Yeah, retirement is sort of like a professional wrestling term for taking a break,
Right. Freaking hell.
Jesus, how many times did Ric Flair had to retire?
Ha! You said his name! Ha! Ha 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 ha! I win! By default! The best way to win! Alright, let's get to this match. Okay, so we have a witch and a Sin City girl.
Yes, this was a very competitive match. Both these women competed for the number 1 contender spot at Hard to Kill, along with Masha Slamovich and Deonna Purrazzo, both which was won by Masha Slamovich, by the way. These two, when they started going at it, they were smiling at each other, yeah, I love this shit. Yeah.
Okay, 2 evil, sadomasochistic ladies just smiling at it.
Yeah, no selling their moves. Oh my God, this might be one of my favorite things to watch.
Also, Vicente saying, always loved Taylor Wilde, now the People's Witch.
Yeah, I know, right?
How does that work? How is she the People's Witch?
I don't freaking know,
And
but after...
he also said, I read that Fritz von Erich retired 7 times.
Oh, God.
That sounds right.
So after
It was USWA, right, Jose?
USWA,
Oh
that's
my
right.
God in heaven!
So, Killer Kelly and Taylor Wilde, after an incredible fight between these two knockouts, the fans loved it. And like I said, I just can't get over it. They're smiling at each other so creepily, like
Okay, you like to make fun of me and my libido about how I want them, and I make fun of them too. But I saw you trying to keep your bathing your shower robe over your lap when you were watching that match, Jose. Don't try to lie. I saw you. You were liking this stuff.
Yes. Taylor Wilde definitely hit some cool spots, hitting Killer Kelly with an exploder suplex, following up with a German suplex, only to get a 2 count. Killer Kelly, of course, in the end, put away Taylor Wilde after locking in her submission hold, forcing Taylor Wilde to tap out. Your winner, Killer Kelly. I want to see these women clash again. You know what? This is just my wishful thinking. I think these two could actually pass as a tag team for the knockout because there's not that many knockouts tag teams competing in the tag division right now.
So you want evil, sexy witch ladies team up together?
Yes.
All right, yeah, no, that works. That makes sense, I guess. Oh, he said Taylor and Killer was awesome. The smiling from each other, saying, "Bring it, bitch! I love this."
Yes.
It said Skeletor me. That joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
Exactly. I love it. All right, now let's get to the exciting segment of the night, and yeah, I know it's featured by one of my least favorite guys, but it was actually a pretty well-produced segment. Tommy Dreamer sits down with Dave LaGrecia, who is the host of Busted Open Radio, and they address the whole situation with Bully Ray. And like I said, it was actually well produced. This is my first time seeing Dave on screen. I admittedly don't listen to a lot of Busted Open Radio from Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray. But neither does Juan.
No, but actually getting to see Dave LaGrecia in person actually puts a face to the voice, so it makes sense. And the fact that they're bringing in their actual podcast co-hosts into this as part of the storyline of Bully Ray just being a massive prick to everyone in creation.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense, actually.
It does make perfect sense. And yeah, no, Tommy Dreamer addressed...
Again, good storytelling.
Good storytelling.
Hate the people involved in it, whether for, either kayfabe or real-life reasons, but yeah, good storytelling. Good storytelling.
Yeah,
Go
no.
ahead.
So... yeah, no, like I said, this was a really good segment. Tommy Dreamer did address being betrayed by Bully Ray and how Bully Ray is a general piece of shit and has alienated everyone who he knows, including Brother Devon. And yeah, no, like I said, this was one of the best segments I've ever seen on Impact Wrestling because it actually had like some extra help from Busted Open Radio. So kudos to them. Yay!
All right, yeah, okay.
Yay. It was actually pretty good. I liked it.
Nice.
And yeah, no, I know, yes, Tommy Dreamer, not one of my favorites, but when you compare him to Vince McMahon, he's like what? Like, as far as the canceled level?
On a scale of 0 to 10, 0, who's the least cancelable wrestler you've ever known? Okay, I know. Titus O'Neil. 0 is Titus O'Neil, the least cancelable, and 10 being Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
So Vince is like 9.7 right now.
And
Tommy Dreamer's more at like a 5, 6.
I would argue more of like a 2 because he only made those one comments at Dark Side of the Ring and then, I don't know, and then he apologized.
Did he actually apologize for the comments?
He posted an apology on social media through his, I guess through his agents. I don't know.
He has an agent? What the hell?
I don't freaking know. It was 2021.
Like, how the hell is he able to afford an agent? He can barely afford to keep a proper top knot.
Yeah, I know. Hey, at least you and him have something in common. You both have big hair.
Yeah,
and you're lucky to have hair.
And we're both balding.
Well, that too.
Except I handle it with grace.
All right, let's get to the match of the night. And this was Deonna Purrazzo versus, I'm trying to pronounce her name.
Ashley D'Amboise.
Ashley D'Amboise, yes. It was really hard to watch because, like, here's the thing. Like, the match wasn't bad. The match was serviceable. It was an enhancement match to put over Deonna Purrazzo. But, like, I'm looking at Deonna Purrazzo's trajectory right now in Impact Wrestling. And at this point, what's left for her to do? She's had one of the greatest runs in her professional wrestling career, being the champ, being Impact, being Impact Knockouts World Champion, being a Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, and the AAA Reina de Reinas champion simultaneously. And she's also had a great run with the Knockouts Tag Team Championships with Chelsea Green, who has disappeared off the face of the planet, rumored to be returning to the WWE soon. So at this point,
if she's coming back and she brings Matt Cardona in, he's got to come in as Matt Cardona, not Zack Ryder. As much as I loved Zack Ryder, he was my man, the woo-woo-woo kid, the original internet champion. He's evolved past that. He's got to be Matt Cardona.
Exactly.
Already.
So my question is, what's left for Deonna to do?
Right? What the hell?
I feel like
what is she doing? Is she just waiting to finish? Or is she
I think at this point, Deonna Purrazzo is in like some sort of like a creative limbo in Impact Wrestling.
Creative's got nothing for her, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's just throw her together in an enhancement match. Vicente. Oh, wow. Really, dude? Eating is something even a broke some days Tommy Dreamer never has to worry about.
Oh! But that being said, like I said, this wasn't a bad match. It was a good match. Obviously, Deonna Purrazzo was the woman to win, but I really hope that they do something with her. At this point, she might as well just move on. I'm not saying she should move on to AEW because, yeah, good luck finding TV time with that company.
Like, women barely get TV time on Dynamite to begin with. That's because Tony Khan doesn't know how to book girly parts.
She would probably do well if she returned to Ring of Honor, especially with the success that Ring of Honor's had with their
still owned by Tony Khan, still doesn't have a TV deal, still don't have any women's wrestling.
I get that. Let me finish for crying out loud.
Well, I'm spitting it out because Ring of Honor isn't really that good of an option for her either, if you actually think for more than a second.
But their pay-per-views from 2022 were actually a major success.
Okay, you keep coming back to that, but who's going to watch a pay-per-view for a show that you have to go to the Honor Club app for? No one!
Don't be so sure. There are fans who will watch it.
That's not the point I'm making. The point is, like, you can't say that you're back on your app doing weekly shows and say you have a TV deal. They're not the same thing.
Fair enough.
Deonna Purrazzo would actually do either way.
Actually, you know what? Deonna Purrazzo would actually do well if she went to New Japan Stardom. Imagine her clashing with Kairi Sane or with Mercedes Moné, since she's making big waves in New Japan.
Hell yeah. Okay, see, that makes a little more sense. Deonna Purrazzo going overseas, making rubbing elbows with Kairi, with Mercedes, throwing down with the Joshi-style babes. Yeah, and she would be the hardcore gaijin, the champ, the virtuosa, being head and shoulders above the rest of the ladies in Stardom.
Or
that makes more sense.
Or, and this is going to be the obvious, or she could follow suit with the rest of the released talent and return to the WWE.
She deserves to actually be in the WWE on Raw and or SmackDown.
Yeah, forget NXT. She is way past developmental at this point. Put her on one of the shows and actually...
But then again, so is Roxanne Perez. But that would actually make sense that she's NXT Women's Champion, though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Those are my thoughts on this match. So let's just move on. Now let's get on to the really painful segment. This segment is so bad you could literally cut it from TV and you wouldn't miss it at all. Gia Miller tries to get a backstage interview segment with PCO.
Oh my God. I'm shocked that he's still around. Okay, folks got to remember, PCO was brought in to Impact Wrestling with the Ring of Honor invasion as part of the faction of Honor No More, as if like they were disowned by Ring of Honor and they're invading Impact in order to take it over because screw you guys, we're getting ours. The entire faction became a joke, and the punchline was PCO, the perfect creation number one,
the French Canadian Frankenstein,
exactly, who looks weird and dumb making these goofy Frankenstein-y faces. It doesn't freaking work anymore.
The last time he was seen on Impact Wrestling was after Bound for Glory, after he turned on Honor No More, translation after all those contracts from those Impact wrestlers expired, and
ouch,
half of Honor No More moved on to AEW.
Still ouch.
Eddie Edwards fought PCO around September and October, and quote unquote buried him in a pile of dirt. And then PCO made his return at Hard to Kill, attacking Eddie Edwards to get some retribution.
Okay.
This interview segment didn't even happen. It wasn't even an interview. It was just him yelling and wailing.
Okay, my bad Vince McMahon impersonation is how PCO legitimately comes off.
It was so horrible.
And freaking corpsing and freaking flailing for the camera, and like you see that what's the interviewer's name again?
Gia Miller.
Gia Miller. She was like, the segment started with her walking down one of the halls of the Impact Zone backstage, and the hall lighting was getting darker and darker and darker until she showed up at this corner, seeing PCO throwing a titty attack.
It's got to be really.
Why are they lighting the backstage like this?
It's got to be really painful for Gia Miller to do this, but I mean, shit. And here we are feeling bad for. Here I am feeling bad for Tony Schiavone.
You're feeling bad for Tony Schiavone?
Yes, I actually respect the guy.
Okay, I get that, but like, why are we feeling bad for Tony Schiavone? He's not involved in any of this.
Well, no, because he's been treated as a mic stand in AEW when he deserves a lot more because, of his credibility. I mean, and his tenure as a commentator. And yeah, no, I know we make fun of Tony Schiavone as a mic stand, but come on, Gia Miller did not deserve this.
And just like you brought him up out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, because what I'm saying is, as bad as Tony Schiavone's interviews were, like in his position, it was nowhere near as bad as Gia Miller having to interview a Frankenstein gimmicked wrestler.
I'll give you that. All right, I concede to that point. Vicente in the chat, as for why she's still in Impact, Deonna Purrazzo probably likes being in Impact and AAA. She occasionally works XPW shows too, not death matches. Her technical brilliance. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. She's probably just there because she wants to be.
Fair enough.
She does deserve a bigger spotlight, though, if you guys take a look at the body of her work.
Yes,
I always
agree.
hate in AEW interviews where the wrestler takes the mic from Tony, then he has to stand in the corner. What the fuck? Yeah, see, you get the picture, you get the point, you get the freaking point, Vicente. Tony Schiavone deserves more respect than that.
Hey, Wancho, what do Tony Schiavone...
Wait, this is an AEW freaking thing. He's saying what the fuck. I thought this was older.
Hey, Wancho, what do Tony Schiavone and Tony Khan have in common?
Other than the fact that they're Tonys.
They can't get a word out without being interrupted by cooler wrestlers.
I saw what you did there.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for that.
All right, now let's get to the main event. And this one I've been really waiting for.
You're going to love this. You're going to love this one. Jose and I saw this, and this one, as we said earlier, is tits. It is so good.
Yes, indeed. Wancho, I believe it's time to come back to Fight Night!
Fight Night! Fight
Night! Fight Night! Fight Night!
Fight Night!
As Kenny Kane goes one-on-one against Speedball Mike Bailey in a pit fight. This isn't a regular wrestling match, folks. It's a pit fight. And when it comes to these shoot fights in pro wrestling, there is a very interesting history behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For instance, Vince Russo tried to make a work shoot fight, and he killed careers.
The Brawl for All. Yeah, that was dumb. But for every Brawl for All they had in the WWE, they did have some pretty good moments. For SummerSlam 1998 and 1999, they brought back the Lion's Den match, which is an octagon steel caged MMA shoot fight where Ken Shamrock won both matches. First one against the late Owen Hart, and the second one's against the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman.
Not bad. See, like, you can do it right. And Matt Riddle had his version with Seth freaking Rollins. But that wasn't the Lions Den. What was that called again?
That was called the Fight Pit. He wrestled Seth Rollins in a fight
pit.
Yeah, we covered it.
This is a pit fight. There's a difference.
The cage was covering the wrestling ring, so there was the ring ropes, so there was no ropes to climb on. And yes, we covered that on our programming here because it was the main event for WWE's Extreme Rules.
There we go. That was the one.
They also had fight pit matches on NXT, both times with Timothy Thatcher beating Matt Riddle and Tommaso Ciampa. TNA Impact had their MMA shoot fight at Lockdown 2008 when Kurt Angle went one-on-one against Samoa Joe.
Right.
And also, AEW actually had their own fight pit match in 2021 during the pandemic era, during the feud between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle, with Jake Hager beating Wardlow.
I honestly forgot that.
I
legitimately forgot that match. Vicente, LOL Jose, the look on Tony Khan's face that he had while CM Punk buried everyone will haunt Tony Khan forever online.
Oh, yes. Good. Dude, how many facial expressions did Tony Khan went through during CM Punk's pipe bomb?
Yeah, every one of them was memeable as hell. Now, the big difference between everyone else's fight pit match over here and the one that we've got at Impact is there is no cage.
Yeah.
In the pit fight over here, there was no cage, no ring ropes. The apron, the ring mat was changed out to a black canvas, and there was there was no pinfall in this match. The only way to win was by either submission or knockout. This wasn't a last man standing match either, and there was no disqualification, but no one interfered either.
Yeah, here, show them the picture, because the picture will tell all of how they have the fight pit set up.
Oh, God, guys, you're going to love this one.
There we go. Here's how it all set up. These two competitors toe-to-toe against each other, no ring ropes, black canvas, and they also dimmed the lighting to
highlight the boys.
To highlight the boys in the main event.
Now, this is the one thing that Jose pointed out to me. Speedball Mike Bailey is showing his martial arts background by showing his Taekwondo uniform here. He's got no boots on. He's got nothing else on. He's just got himself. He got his feet taped up, his hands taped up, and his black belt on. Whereas Kenny King here, he's showing what is this, like kickboxing, MMA?
Kickboxing, yeah, a combination of both.
Yeah, see, like, so they're going hard with each other as far as the presentation of this match goes. Go ahead, Zane.
Oh yeah, and speaking of going hard, these guys certainly went hard. They with lots of strikes, lots of blows, lots of submission holds between both men. Kenny King taking advantage of the no disqualification stipulations, takes the fight outside of the ring and starts throwing a speedball around, throwing him against the steel steps, basically taking advantage against the rules. And so, and then during the match, just to gain more control over the speedball, Kenny King reaches underneath the ring only to pull out, like, Wancho, you saw the weapon. What was it? Like a ring post or no, like a piece of the ring post, or what do you think it was?
I couldn't tell, but it was clearly some sort of steel beam of some kind.
It was a steel beam of some kind. I don't think he ever got a chance to use that weapon.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, no. But now let's get to the really good part. As the Speedball Mike Bailey was able to get his second win, was able to fight back against Kenny King. Both these men, Kenny King is outside of the ring once again, and Speedball Mike Bailey, since there's no ring ropes to climb up the top of the ring post, he used, like, I don't know how he does it, but he did it. He was able to stand on the ring post on one foot, and he was able to dive off the top of the ring post and hit Kenny King at ringside.
Okay, just to give, I can actually explain this as the turnbuckles of the ring. Okay, they actually have to have they have hooks for they have eye screws. I forget the freaking name. They're the screws that have the eye at the end where the actual hooks of the turnbuckle is supposed to hook into.
Right.
Those are welded onto the posts of the ring. Those steel ring nubs on the side of the turnbuckles of the ring post over here, that is what Mike Bailey stepped up onto on his bare freaking feet, and then on one foot stood on top of the ring post and then jumped down with it was like a front senton sort of kick. Holy crap!
That was amazing.
That
was freaking, so good.
What the hell is he like? How is he climbing up there? That's what he's doing.
That was like the most athletic thing I've ever seen Speedball do.
Vicente in the chat was over here saying earlier. He said, "Juan, it's easy to forget Hager versus Wardlow's fight pit. Lots of fans laughed at a work MMA fight." He also says Mike Bailey is so good at his kicks, I would not be surprised if he could knock out Kenny King legit. Even a low-rate martial art like Taekwondo does have some decent kicks and punches. You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong
about that. And Mike has been watching Kofi Kingston's balancing acts, and it paid off. Oh my God! This is
Yes.
freaking brilliant, folks.
So now we get to the finish as Kenny King tries to locks in Speedball's legs to force Speedball to tap out, only for Mike Bailey to grab the steel chair and lob it.
No, before he did that, Jose, what else did Mike Bailey do? What was it on our test, Jose?
Arm bars.
All right, remember, if you guys remember from earlier, we were mentioning arm bars over here. Mike Bailey was actually hanging off the edge of the ring, off the edge of the apron,
While locking in Kenny King's arm, like he had his arm locked in while hanging onto the edge of the ring. That's crazy.
and that must have hurt like a mother. And that's when Kenny King had actually said, "Screw this! I'm bringing a steel chair into the fight. I don't give a damn." But
He brings in a steel chair. He never uses it. He locks into Mike Bailey's leg, only for Mike Bailey to fight back, lob Kenny King in the face with the steel chair, started beating him down, and tries to lock in the arm again to no avail. So then he does like a backflip moonsault knee smash right onto Kenny King's face, and then starts punching his face again and again. And finally, to put Kenny King away, Mike Bailey plants the chair onto Kenny King's face, and then with one single strike of the kick, he kicks the chair right into his face, knocking him out.
like stomps it straight down.
Stomps
Screw
it down.
you.
Yes.
And yes, referee, A+. Congrats. You pass. What do you win? Another beer. I don't know.
Your winner, Speedball, Mike Bailey.
Oh my God, people! It's a worked MMA fight, but this is how you do it properly.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Like, trust me, pro wrestling has had a history with some of their worked fights hitting all cylinders, and others not so much. Case in point, the aforementioned Brawl for All.
Yeah, but at least here, Mike Bailey and Kenny King showed it can be done. It can be done right, and it can be done very well
With the right opponents at the right time.
Treat it properly. Don't goof on people in it. Don't make it a joke. Treat it properly. I said it's that important. I say it twice.
No, you're good, man. You're
And
good.
you get a good result out of it. Everybody in the arena in Atlanta was up in arms. Everyone was chanting for Mike Bailey. It was cool.
It was really cool. So now
That's how you do it right. That's why I'm sad that people sleep on Impact.
So my final thoughts on this week's Impact Wrestling. It was definitely a great show. The opening impromptu 6-man tag match was it was fun. It was nice seeing the babyfaces win. Bully
But
Ray
it's a lot of shit just to get to that.
it was a lot of shit. There was a lot of stuff that I think they could have cut out. Like, I think if it was just Bully Ray and Mickey segment would have been just fine, because yes, I'd like to see Mickey James stand up to that asshole. The main event was definitely fun, definitely worth watching, and I'll definitely go back to it if it ever gets uploaded separately. And all the other matches in the middle, I liked Taylor Wilde and Killer Kelly, but all the other matches with Deonna Purrazzo's enhancement match, and there was another match with Steve Macklin against Dirty Dango, the former Fandango from WWE, which is another enhancement match in my opinion.
Ouch.
Yeah. Everything else was okay, and but the main event was definitely worth it. And the same could be said for AEW Dynamite. Their opening match was fun. The fans love Orange Cassidy, and it's no surprise. The main event was also fun, with Darby Allin getting a great wrestling match out of Kushida for the TNT title. The segments were pretty good. Like, some segments worked, some segments didn't. I'm glad that Ricky Starks beat the hell out of Jake Hager, and you know what? The sooner I see Ricky Starks move on from this feud with the Jericho Appreciation Society, the better.
Yeah, if he never wrestles anyone against Chris Jericho and his cadre of blood donors, this freaking vampire of a man, if he never has to wrestle him again for the rest of his life, it'll still be too soon. Also, Vicente was saying the stomp on the chair by Mike Bailey was a hardcore moment right out of old CZW or IWA Mid-South or Deep South.
Yes, I agree. But getting back to it, and Bryan Danielson continues to rack up wins as he's building his momentum for when he inevitably clashes with MJF at Revolution.
Not bad. Yeah, so, Bryan Danielson, he's got a good one over here.
Also, there was
what
another...
about the opening
wait.
match with, what's his face?
Orange Cassidy?
Orange Cassidy and
No, I
Jay
already
Lethal.
said it was fun.
Oh, yeah,
I also need to mention that, yes, the women's division in AEW actually got a little bit of shine as Saraya, the former Paige, and Toni Storm, they finally turned heel, and they're leaning into the storyline of being the former WWE women taking on the homegrown talent of the AEW women's division.
So it's an invasion storyline with extra steps.
Yes. But at least Soraya's now turning heel because her as a babyface did not work.
Okay, we love Saraya as a person, and she was clearly babyface forever. But the fact that they paired her against someone else who's already over as a babyface against Britt Baker, that's where okay, one of y'all has to be a heel. We know.
Well, the thing is, Britt Baker was the heel, but the problem is that the fans love her regardless. That they backed themselves into a corner with Saraya.
And that's kind of messed up. But yeah, they should have done it on the fly in the middle of the match, not all these weeks later over here.
Yeah,
they
I know.
had their match between Britt Baker and Saraya. If she was going to turn heel, they should have done it on the fly in the middle of the match right there.
And out of your own personal satisfaction, Juan, the Young Bucks lost to Top Flight.
Yay!
Now, this week's edition of WWE NXT, their opening match was fun. I'm done with my math jokes.
Thank you. I don't want to have to do math I'm not being paid for.
You also don't want to talk Spanish, too.
If I'm not being paid for it. Give me $20 and I'll talk Spanish at you for an hour.
Okay, we're repeating ourselves here.
No, that's an honest-to-God thing. You send me $20 for 1 hour straight, I will talk nothing but Spanish.
The opening tag match and the main event tag match were both fun. My only gripe about the main event was that Lyra Valkyria was basically just story fodder for the rivalry between Toxic Attraction and Roxanne Perez.
That is a little messed up. It's not that Taya Valkyria isn't good. It's just
Lyra.
She's just stuck in a got booked into a bad situation.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, not a bad situation. It's just a situation that doesn't really benefit her that much.
Pretty much, exactly. Gallus had a great tag match against Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Sol Ruka also had a great match against Alba Fire, and she won after interference from the returning Isla Dawn. Like I said, everything else on NXT was fine. It was great. They're obviously building for their pay-per-view event, Vengeance Day, which is on the first Saturday of February.
What is with you?
No, I know there's another one, which is taking place in Charlotte, North Carolina, the hometown of... Give me a minute on this one.
Oh, my Lord. While I'm giving you a minute, Vicente Saraya, as a heel 2 months into this, says she should not have been feuding with Britt Baker since fans love DMD no matter what.
The hometown of every wrestler from Charlotte, North Carolina that I have missed.
You hobo! It didn't save you! Put that thumb away! You didn't earn that!
All right. That pretty much wraps things up here. And tune in next week on Wrestle Rewind. As I mentioned earlier, I will be covering the 6-man tag match from Pro Wrestling Noah, where the Icon Sting teams up with the AEW TNT champion Darby Allin and the Great Muta.
In the final match of his career.
In the final match of his career.
Against 3 unfortunate souls. I'm not going to bother with their names.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. And, that pretty much does it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and plug us away. Or should you?
I'm going to still plug us away, but you have to...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Juan, ring us out.
All right, there we go. The show's wrapping up. And I'll go ahead and I'll plug us away properly.
All right, you do it. Fine.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. It's how it's supposed to be done. All right. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and everybody in between in the spectrum of the world, thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of Wrestle Rewind, hosted by Jose Casabuna, as he reviews for you the best and the worst of 3 of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. Step into the ring every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe and the follow button, ring the notification bell, stay up to date on all of our content, become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Twitch.tv/TheRavensFlockOnline, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/The Ravens Flock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravens Flock.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting live edition of our of Wrestle Rewind. I'm your host, Jose Casabona. That was Juan Arouse, and this was wrestling.